Hey everybody! Thank you guys so much for joining us for this week's installment of our field vlog series. My name is Anna Sogol, and for those of you who may not have seen the rest of the videos in the series, I am a senior at the University of Alabama pursuing my bachelor's in social work, and I've had the pleasure of completing my field placement this semester with Shared Hope International, which is a Washington State-based anti-sex trafficking organization. My internship has actually come to a close. So I wanted to kind of share my final thoughts with you guys on my field placement, kind of some last words of encouragement and advice, and things that I wish somebody would have told me when I was going into my field placement at the beginning of this semester. So the first thing that I would say, and we certainly all know this to be especially true considering everything happening in the world today, but be open to the unconventional. That's probably my biggest piece of advice from this semester. We know that this semester clearly hasn't looked the way that anyone ever expected it to, and I'm no exception to that, and my field placement was definitely not anything close to what I originally pictured it to be, but I was still able to have a really meaningful and really positive experience, and I think that your ability to adapt really is what's going to determine your success in these situations a lot of times. So I encourage people to be flexible, be willing to adapt, and be open to whatever opportunities might come your way. They might not always look like you thought that they would, but be open to those experiences anyway, because you never know what could come out of a situation until you try. So that's my first piece of advice. My second piece of advice is as well as the School of Social Work has prepared you for the really important and exciting parts of being a social worker, remember that it's also prepared you to do the boring parts of being a social worker too, and remember that those boring parts are just as important as the exciting stuff and the things that you're really passionate about. So not many people that I know are passionate about doing paperwork or filing things or copy editing different materials, but these are all hugely important parts of being a social worker depending on the area that you work in. And so as an intern, you may likely find yourself doing a lot of work like this, and I don't want people to think that because you're doing, less exciting work that you're not a social worker, that you're not doing really important social work, because you certainly are. And again, those mundane, kind of administrative support activities are hugely important, especially for smaller organizations. So just keep that in mind moving forward, that no task is too small or insignificant within your organization. And the last piece of advice that I want to give you guys is that you're really never going to have a support system like you do right now with the University of Alabama, especially when you enter into your field placement and you have your program coordinator, your faculty liaison, your supervisor. You're really not ever going to have a support system that's that comprehensive again. So use it. Network to the fullest of your extent. You certainly want to have good standing with all of your colleagues, both at your organization and the University of Alabama, and you also want to network with their connections as well. You want to network as much as you possibly can, because it could very well be what gets you your first job after graduation. And ask for information and advice, because again, you have this just wealth of resources of individuals who are talented, who are, had a lot of experience working in their field. So use those resources, ask questions, get information, especially about things that you really care about, things that are important to you. So those are the three biggest pieces of advice that I have for those of you who are entering into field soon. And to everybody, thanks so much for watching our videos across the semester. I hope that it's been helpful for some of you who will find yourself in the same situation soon. So I wish you guys all the very best and good luck on your finals. I hope everybody has a happy holiday season, and roll Tide!